Everybody, welcome to episode 16 of the RacPacShow. Here with my co-host Chad and Ryan, as always. And today we have we said last week we had the big prediction episode. Pretty much, there's going to be a lot of MLB stuff, projections, our opinions, what we think will happen, kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. We're going to start with going by team or division by division records of each team, and we'll get into postseason stuff and player awards, but we're gonna start with divisions. So, first up, we'll go AL East. Who wants to get us started?
I'll go right into it.
Okay.
So I got the Blue Jays at 1, winning the division. Then I got the Rays, Red Sox, Yankees, Orioles. I got the Blue Jays winning 93 games, losing 69. Rays 92 wins, 70 losses. Red Sox 90 wins, 72 losses. Yankees 89 wins, 73 losses, and the Orioles, RIP to that franchise, 55 wins and 107 losses.
Yeah.
So a pretty tight race at the top.
Yeah, I have
Only a 4-game span.
my win wise is different, but my the rankings are the same. I have Blue Jays 1, Rays, Red Sox, Yankees, Orioles. I have the Blue Jays winning 105, the Rays winning 94, Red Sox winning 92, Yankees winning 90, and Orioles losing 112 games. So that is those are 4 really good teams in that division. It's going to be interesting for the wildcard race. Would you have, Rye?
I have Rays first, 96 and 66. Blue Jays second, 91 and 71. Red Sox 89 and 73. Yankees 88 and 74, and Orioles 50 and 112.
The Orioles synergy between us, 50 and 112.
I just think it's to be a tight division, and these 4 teams in the division could easily win 90 games. So, but I just think it's going to be.
Technically, they all did last year. We got the same bottom 3 of our predictions, but I think with the Rays, it's kind of like, yes, you're adding Wander Franco, and he's expecting to do a lot, but it's like you're losing Glass now, and he was a big part of your first half last year.
Wait, is Glass now done for the whole year? Like, I know he had Tommy John, right?
I think he'll probably come back in like August or September. Okay. I think that's what he's projected.
We'll miss more than.
Then you got the Blue Jays that. They went all out this winter. Mm-hmm. You're adding Springer, who's going to be healthy. You got rid of Grichuk, which is a weird move. But, you added more to your starting rotation. You added Matt Chapman. Could have a bounce back year.
Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, they lost. It's funny because they lost Marcus Semien, who was top 3 in MVP voting last year, and they lost Robbie Ray, who was Cy Young last year. And still, we're both kind of on the same page of we think the Blue Jays are going to be really good. I don't know. I think Vlad, I saw a quote by him. He said last year was the trailer, and this year will be the movie.
They made shirts. Yeah, they made shirts of it.
I'm kind of buying into the hype a little bit with the Blue Jays. I think their pitching staff, while I don't know if they did get Gausman. I don't know if they have like a true ace, like a Max Scherzer type shutdown every.
They got Berrios.
Yeah, and Berrios I like as a pitcher, really good strikeout stuff. But we were talking this off the podcast one time, and I said like their 1 through 5 is just so solid with the Alex Manoah and Berrios, Gausman now, Ryu, and who's the 5th?
There's one more.
I can't remember his name either, but their starting 5 is really good. They don't really have like a junk player. And then Matt Chapman, while he has struggled offensively last year, he's still probably the best defensive third baseman in baseball outside of Nolan Arenado. Bo Bichette, obviously a stud hitter. You got Vlad at first, and then you're gonna have Spring in the center field, and I think that the Blue Jays are gonna be a big candidate to get another. I don't think they're done. I don't know if they'll do it before the season starts. I doubt it, but I think deadline you're gonna see them make a pretty solid move.
And also, don't forget about Teoscar
Hernandez, yeah. And if Springer's healthy this year, man, they're they're really good, man. That lineup is just so good. I don't know.
I almost see them like the Sox. Their second baseman is one of the weak priorities, and the right field is one of their weak, points. They got a solid bullpen, solid rotation. I think we probably have a little better catcher, but other than that, I mean their teams are pretty similar.
Um, as far as the Rays, in my opinion, are just, and I like. I mean, has them in first. I could see it. I'm buying into the Blue Jays hype, but the Rays are good. They're just. It doesn't matter with them. It seems like they just always manage to perform. I've said it before. They're just a very well-run organization. Now, while I did get mad at Kevin Cash a couple years ago, pulling Blake Snell early, a lot because I had him in fantasy, but the guy's a great manager. I can't say anything about that. And yeah, their front
Okay.
office just. I mean, they draft well, they develop well. You've had you go all the way back to the Glasnow getting traded, right? Glasnow and Meadows were like kind of highly touted and like didn't really turn into much in Pittsburgh. Trade him for Archer, and Glasnow becomes a Cy Young candidate. Austin Meadows is become a great hitter himself, so they're an interesting team. And then Red Sox and Yankees are just similar for me. I don't know. I think they're definitely good teams, but I think because of how stacked this division is, they're just not going to be able to overcome it.
Yeah,
Now,
that's why I just
wow,
have
for what?
all
How many?
four of them in a close race.
How many? There's three. Is there three wild card spots again, or is it?
I can't remember
Because they
what
changed
I
the
think.
format.
Yeah, I can't remember what
I
they
think it's.
changed to.
I think it's 3 and 2 teams get a bye. If I remember that correctly, that's what I think it
Yeah,
is. So
it's something like that. Yeah.
I mean, we'll get into the rest of like my division rankings here soon, but
Any words, Ryan, on that
I don't think
division
I have
or
anything to add.
I
no?
no, I mean, you guys said it all. I mean, it's just gonna be tight. It's gonna be a close one.
All right, we'll move on to this division that's on Chad's hat, the AL Central, and his hoodie
Yes,
for that
sir.
matter, decked out. We'll let you
Yeah.
carry that one or kick that one off.
Obviously, Sox fan. I'm going all the way this year. Guys should stay healthy. If they do, I got them winning, and I got them winning 100 games, 62 losses. I got the Tigers in second at 82 wins, 80 losses. Twins 81 and 81 right behind them. The Guardians, the correct term, at 80 and 82, and then the Royals in last at 76 and 86. So I mean, it's still that second, spot is still a close spot between those teams, but that's what I got.
Um, yeah, I have mine's a little different. I have the White Sox in first, with 96 wins. I have the Twins in second with 89 wins. Royals in third with 80. Tigers at 77, and then the Guardians I have 62 and 100.
Ooh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
It's a 20 game difference.
yeah. My go ahead, Ryan, and I'll give my reasoning on that.
I have Chicago in first, 94 and 68. I have Detroit in second, 80 and 82. I have Minnesota third, 77 and 85. Indians 74 and 88, and the Royals 71 and 91.
Yeah.
I wish I had the same order.
Yeah, just to give my the reason I have the Guardians winning so little is because I know they have Jose Ramirez and I know they have Bieber. I think one or both of them are going to get dealt by the deadline. I know they were already shopping Jose Ramirez. I know the Blue Jays tried to get him. I don't think he'll get traded before the season, obviously, because we're only a week out here. But I do think they're going to trade one or both, and I just don't think Ramirez and Bieber are enough to carry them to enough wins, in my opinion. And then
Obviously, from seeing them in our division, I don't think that's enough either. But it's still, I did see that Ramirez is talking about a contract extension with Indians. So I mean, I don't know if that plays just to move him easier, or if that's just somewhere he wants to stay for the rest of his career. Because obviously, they got a lot to do if he wants, to try and win a
I,
World Series there.
I mean, I don't know. They just seem like they don't want to win. Like, I feel like they weren't really paying anybody, and they got rid of Lindor, who is, kind of the face of their franchise.
Yeah.
Led them to a World Series. And then, I mean, they're similar to the Cubs. And the Cubs have had, I would say, a little bit more success since that World Series. But the Indians just, I don't know if the ownership just doesn't seem like they want to spend money at all. I mean, maybe that changes with the new branding, the Guardians and stuff, but I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, I also think with the reason why I have the Tigers over the Twins, I mean, it's a one game difference, is I think the Tigers have a little more pitching compared to the Twins, especially now that they said that the Twins have a rookie that I've never even heard of starting opening day. So I don't know why John or Sonny Gray isn't. I just think the Tigers have a little more upside than the Twins do with who they've brought and who their prospects are and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I mean, for me, I thought the Tigers got off to a decent start, getting biased, but I feel like they didn't do much after that. One guy I am really high on with them this year, though, is Spencer Torkelson. I think that guy could have a great year. I know he kind of struggled a little in the few games he started last year, but I think that guy could have a really good year.
Did I say Indians or Guardians?
you
Doesn't
said
matter.
Indians,
Doesn't matter.
but it don't really matter. They're still Indians until the baseball season starts, technically.
They're Indians for the rest of my life.
And then as far as the White Sox are, the reason I had the Twins winning so many games is I do think they brought in some decent talent this year, and because I think that the Royals, the Tigers, and the Guardians to me just aren't that strong teams. I think playing them a lot, while I know they have to play the White Sox, they'll probably lose a good amount of games to them. I think playing the Royals, Tigers, Guardians as much as they will, they'll get more wins than some.
Yeah, I mean, those
think.
bottom four teams will all compete with each other to the split series. I just don't. I don't know. It's a tough one because it's like Tigers have pitching, Twins don't, Indians don't, but they got kind of hitters. Royals don't have pitching, but they have hitters, so it's like back and forth with every team. I also going off the Sox record last year was they got 91 wins without having Eloy, Robert, and Grandal for a majority of the season, so that's why I pushed them to 100. I mean, I was at like 94 to 96 with them, and then I'm like, really thought of it. I'm like, you know what? We helped our bullpen a little. Our starters should pitch how they should be. And, we're adding our key guys back if they stay healthy. So I'm just going all out on them, I guess.
Makes sense. Good time to be a Sox fan. AL West now. I have.
Yeah, I got. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. We'll keep going in the same order.
I got the Astros winning with 93 wins, 69 losses. Mariners in second, 89 wins, 73 losses. Rangers in third, 80 and 82. Angels in fourth at 79 and 83. And then the A's at 60 and 102.
Yeah, I have Astros winning 102 games. I have the Angels winning 87 games. Mariners winning 85. Rangers going 500 at 81 and 81, and I have the A's going 55 and 107.
Chad and I, we got some similar ones here. We got Astros 93-69, Mariners 92 and 70. It's gonna be a one game. It's gonna be a close one at the end of the year. Looking on it, I kind of regret this one, but I mean, not really. I should have flipped it, but I have Angels at 84 and 78, and Rangers at 83 and 79. Might flip those. And then A's are 60 and 102.
Yeah. So the reason I have the Astros winning so many games is I just think I know they lost Correa, but I think they're just like in a tier of their own in that division. Like they're just, in my opinion, they're just way better than all four of those teams below them. They're getting Verlander back this year, which I know he's coming off Tommy John. He's a little bit older, but he hasn't really given us a reason to doubt him. So I think he'll be a huge help. And the Astros too, they've always been a team that's pretty aggressive at the deadline, so I think they'll definitely address any needs that they might have come that time and be able to fill those holes. But I don't know. They were in the World Series last year again. I think I think everyone, at least I am. I don't know if you guys are over kind of the cheating thing. I get the cheating thing. It sucks, but they're still a good fucking team. I have the Angels at second with 87. I just think Mike Trout's going to have a big year. Should be healthy. If Ohtani can build off of last year, I think Syndergaard, while I don't think he'll be what he was, I think he'll be a solid addition to that rotation. I think Rendon can have a bounce back year. I don't know. I think they have a lot of potential. A lot of these, Joe Adell has kind of been a disappointment so far in the MLB. They got Brandon Marshall probably come up I don't know if he made the opening day roster. He might have. But he's another really solid prospect either way that'll will get up at some time this year. So I'm pretty high in the Angels. Well, now that we've gone through our records, we kind of know our playoff picture. We'll talk about that after this. But I don't have them making the playoffs, but I do have them winning more games than they usually do.
Yeah, I mean, with the Astros, it's like, I mean, just to piggyback off kind of what you said, yeah, they're a great team. They got the pieces. They lost Correa. McCullers is, still hurt. I don't know when he's supposed to be back. Obviously, you never know how Verlander is going to come back, so that's why I didn't have them winning, as much as they did last year. But I still think with the other teams in the division adding guys or getting guys back, I think that kind of brought the Astros down win-wise because they have a little more competition within their division with the Rangers with their moves. Mariners made a ton of moves, and then you got the Angels who, like you said, get Trout back. So
The Mariners are the team that got Robbie Ray, correct? Right.
yeah, Robbie Ray, Suarez, Winker, and like
They
maybe
didn't.
one
I
or two
forgot
other,
they made it.
maybe one or two other players too. I can't remember.
Yeah, I probably would have had the Mariners second and probably making the playoffs. I know Ryan had predicted this too when we did this, but I really thought KB was gonna go there. I thought Chris Bryant was gonna go there. Had they managed to get him, I probably would have had them, around the 90 win mark.
Yeah, that would have been big for them.
Yeah, but I thought they were a really cool team last year to watch because no one saw them coming. Kind of like the Giants. Obviously, the Giants were really good last year, but they're going to be a good team for the future. They have a really good young talent in their system.
Kalnick, and then
I
I mean,
can't
Carl
remember the guy's
Lewis.
name. They got some guy in their farm system right now. I can't think of his name, but
He's like second or third to be rookie of the year
really good
in the AL. They compared him. They said he's a combination of Tatis and Soto. Is what
What a comparison.
someone in their organization said.
Of
They were like
course.
the
No.
big
Deal with a grain
big
of
if.
salt.
I mean, I know it's spring training, but like I was looking because I've been doing some mock drafts and stuff, and like
Julio Rodriguez, by the way.
Joe Adell's name has been popping up and stuff, and
He's
I've been
having
looking
a
at
good
him.
spring.
Yeah, I mean he's batting in this spring. He's got 28 appearances, 25 at bats. He's batting 280 with a 321 on base, and then over 1,000 OPS. So I mean, he can, and that's 10 games. I mean, if he can consistently.
The thing with
Do you know
him
where he's
too,
batting in the lineup? Like, is he like lead off? So he's got protection behind him with like Trout and
I thought they
Ohtani.
had Ohtani leading off.
I don't.
I mean, that might be. I'm just saying that if he's in between them, he's protected. So
Right, and the
should
thing
have
with
really
him
good
too
ABs.
is defensively he's good and he's fast. So
Yeah.
so if he can get it figured out at the plate, that kid could be very good.
I don't know.
I'm a big Mike Trout guy, so I'd like to see the Angels succeed. I think they're kind of finally getting on the right track, especially if these younger guys can pan out. We'll see. So for the playoff picture, if you look at those records now, that kind of puts Blue Jays, White Sox, Astros winning their divisions, and then my 3 wildcard teams would all come from the AL East. Out of the Rays at 94, Red Sox at 92, and Yankees at 90 wins, with the Twins just missing at 89, Angels 87. So that'd be my postseason picture as it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, we all got the Blue Jays, White Sox, Astros in. I mean, it'd be Rays, Red Sox for the first 2 wild cards, and then Yankees and Mariners were split for me. So they either do like a tiebreaker or whoever won head to head if they have a division.
Mhm.
So,
and Ryan, what was yours?
I mean, because the Rays, I have them in first.
Well, you have the division. Seeding doesn't. It's just the division winners are 1, 2, and 3. So it'd be you had Rays, White Sox, and Astros, right?
Astros.
Right.
So that'd be your 3, and then you go by win totals after that. So
I mean, and then it goes blue, and then it would go Mariners, because they would have the higher, and then it go Rangers, and then Blue Jays, and then I guess for AL wise, it would be probably the Red Sox. If there's there's 3, right?
3 wild cards.
There's 3.
So you're looking at Blue Jays for me, Yankees, and Mariners.
Okay. I like
Yankees missing the playoffs.
Yankees in the playoffs? Oh my god, it's a miracle.
Unlucky. All right. Let's move this party over to the NL now. So we got the NL East. I'm gonna kick that one off.
Yes, sir. Yep. I got the Phillies. They made a couple big moves, so I got them winning. 90 wins, 62 losses. Got the Braves in second, 88 and 73. Mets in third at 88 and 73 as well. Nationals at 70 and 92, and then the Marlins at 65 and 97.
Okay, I have the Braves in first, winning 91 games. I have the Phillies in second, winning 84. I have the Mets in third, winning 83. Marlins in fourth, winning 78, and I have the Nationals going 63 and 99.
78 wins for the Marlins?
Yeah, I think they're a sleeper
Whew.
team.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a good team.
I think
Okay.
I think they're going to surprise some people.
I have for me, I went with the Braves 89 and 73, and then the Phillies 88 and 74. So it's going to come down to the wire
Very
at
close.
the end of
Yeah.
the season between them. I have the Mets pretty close third with 86 wins and 76 losses. Marlins will be 76 and 86, and then the Nationals are going to be 65 and 97.
Wow. No love for the Nationals and a lot of love for the Marlins.
I'm hearing a lot of good things from training camp from the Marlins. So from
Yeah,
at
I mean,
least
they got Soler, they got Chisholm. I mean, they got some decent pitching that's supposed to pan out.
I think
So, I
they'll
mean, yeah, I
be.
get it.
I mean, and plus they were in the playoffs 2 years ago, wild card or whatever. So, not saying they're just one of those like teams that's like
Yeah.
annoying, like a pesky team.
No, I think I mean, obviously, I think this is probably one of the toughest divisions to predict because of the top three teams, especially with Metzger, Scherzer, and you're telling me they're in third. And with Starling Marte, I mean, they added some pieces, and then Phillies, they added two big pieces. Nola could have a bounce back year. I mean, then you got the Braves who get Acuna, but they lost Soler and they lost
Freeman.
Freeman. Oh yeah, they gained Olsen. I'm thinking of a pitcher. Didn't they lose a pitcher? They get hurt in the playoffs.
Oh, Charlie Morton.
Maybe that. I mean,
Charlie Morton broke his leg, and I
that's
think
not.
he's gone.
I mean, yeah,
I
that's
don't
not
know.
big, but that's okay.
I think they what's his name? Mike Soroka should be back now. I mean, he's missed a lot
Yeah,
of time.
maybe that's what I was thinking of.
He should be back. So
If Yanoa's healthy, I mean, yeah.
yeah, my thing is, so with the Phillies, I know the big story with all their signings is their defense is going to be atrocious with Castellanos out there and Schwarber. But their offense should be elite. Bryce Harper has looked great in spring. Reigning NL MVP. I think all of us are like Bryce Harper. So
Yeah.
I don't know though. Their pitching is good. They kind of have a two-headed monster in Nola and Wheeler, but outside of that, I can't even name their pitchers. I don't trust them.
I know
really.
that's why I'm saying for all three of those teams, it's hard to.
That's why I can't.
That's the first two.
And then you have the Mets, who are kind of similar. I mean, their two-headed monster's a little bit better in the fact that they have. Granted, DeGrom could stay healthy. DeGrom and Scherzer were arguably two. You could say they're top two pitchers in all baseball, and they're on the same team now. So, I think that'll be interesting to see. However, I don't know. I don't see the offense. Lindor struggled last year. Pete Alonso kind of struggled last year. They lost Conforto. They got Marte.
McNeil struggled.
Yeah, McNeil's. I don't
James
know.
McCann
I just
struggled.
don't trust their offense enough, and I don't trust the rest of their rotation enough either. So for that reason, I have them in third place, just under the Phillies. But Nationals, they're just going downhill fast. And the Marlins, like Ryan had said, they've. I don't know. I see them surprising some people. I'm not saying they're going to be a playoff team by any means, but I think they're going to have a good year.
In my opinion, I think the the Phillies have a good. I could see them winning 95, 94 games. To be honest with you, I mean they got Wheeler. If he can bounce back, or is it?
Wheeler had a really good year.
Nola had like a 4.5 ERA.
They traded for Kyle Gibson, who's like he's decent. He's no stud. Zach Eflin's not terrible, and then I think they have like this. I think they have a Suarez guy, but I mean I don't know. I feel like if they're in the mix, which they're going to be come the deadline, I could see them pushing for a starting pitcher. I mean, they don't need any help on the field.
Right.
So, I mean, there could be, like a Bieber or, whoever's, I don't know what it'd probably be like a rental though, if they were going for it. I don't think they would sign Bieber
a 1-year
long-term.
deal kind of thing.
Yeah. Or like half the year. I don't know what his contract's like, Bieber, but, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this lineup though. I mean, if Schwarber Schwarber is just gonna hit he's gonna hit 230, 240, but have 30
Schwarber,
bombs.
just a fun fact, not fun fact, but just something I did today. I placed a futures bet on him to lead the league in homers this year. I think he's a sleeper.
I mean, Castellanos, Harper's gonna have a great year. I think Real Muto in this lineup now, he kind of had a down year last year.
Yeah, he
so I
did.
think
He
he's gonna
definitely
be good.
did. But
Hoskins not had a down year.
they still
He's
have
been bad
Didi.
for the last
They
few
still have
years.
Didi as well.
Alec Baum,
and
Bohm,
James
whatever.
Segura.
Bohm, yeah.
Yeah, Bohm. Bohm needs to produce, and I think they'll be fine. Segura
Yeah.
kind of hits for what he does.
Yeah.
Didi was fine last year.
They still have Odubel
I
Herrera.
mean, they don't have McCutcheon, but McCutcheon
Double
was
Herrera.
solid for him last year.
Every
Their
time I think
closer-
about
I mean,
Boy,
yeah, it's a tough division.
Mabel.
That's why I have all three of them
Not bad.
between 2 games. So
Brad Hand, Familia. I mean, they have a good closer, Corey Knebel. He's not bad,
Yeah,
but they're
we'll trade him Kimbrel.
Yeah.
Kimbrel for Harper, please.
All right, we'll move on to the NL Central now. NL Central.
Yes, NL Central. I think it was a little easier to pick. I got the Brewers winning with 93 wins, 69 losses. Cardinals at 88 and 74. Cubs at 72 and 90. Reds at 70 and 92, and then the Pirates at 62 and 100.
Okay, I'm pretty close on a lot of those win totals actually. Brewers I have at 95 wins. Cardinals I have at 90. Reds at 77, Cubs at 70, and I have the Pirates at 59 and 103.
Go ahead and keep talking about that. I'm gonna check something out.
Okay, you're good. The reason I have I don't think the Cardinals are that great of a team, but the reason I have them and the Brewers both at 90, I just think the Reds, the Cubs, and the Pirates are just not very good. I think they're gonna. It's similar to the AL Central. I think they're gonna beat up on them and get kind of a lot of wins.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, what about Flaherty?
Yeah,
he's out. I heard.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You don't know what's wrong with they don't know what's wrong with him, or
right?
whatever.
But I
they
think
do, but it's a time
in that division, and I think they are solid. Kind of,
they have a good offense.
They have a good, they have a good team. I don't know. I just because of the division they're in, I think they're gonna win more games than they probably would otherwise. Realistically, if they were in, if they're in the NL East, I don't know if they're making
probably fourth.
Yeah, they're probably a fourth place team in the NL East, but because of the division they're in. The Cubs, me and Ryan have talked about the disappointments of the offseason, at length. So Pirates are dog shit every year. The Reds just refused to try to win. I see them moving Castillo probably by the deadline this year. They got Jonathan India, who's a young prospect rookie. Coming off Rookie of the Year. Build on that, so we'll see. But that's why I have the Cardinals winning 90. I could definitely see them winning less than that, but
all right, yeah. I mean, mine's a little bit different, and I'll tell you the reason why. So I have the Cardinals 93 and 69.
Okay.
At first, I have the Brewers 92 and 70. The Cubs, I think they're going to be a pesky team. They're going to suck, but I think they're going to be one of those teams that could be annoying to other teams. 83 and 79. Barely over 500. Reds, 71 and 91, and the Pirates, 60 and 102. Now, the reason why I picked the Cardinals over the Brewers is because, in my opinion, the Brewers obviously have a better rotation. But their offense, as you saw last season I think they opened up against the Braves, right, in the playoffs. And the Braves swept them or whatever, or I think it was a one game, whatever. I'm looking at their offense. Keston Hiura, he could be good. Colton Wong, I hate, and he's not really good at all. Travis Shaw sucks. You have who else?
Well, they have Adames. They got
Adames, but
now.
Adames hits for 240.
Yeah,
he can hit home runs.
The one thing I'll say, Adames was really good for them last year. I will say that ever since he got traded. I think
Wong should hit above 275.
Wait, they got McCutcheon, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think he's going to be a DH.
Probably. One, I think Yelich will bounce back. I'm not saying he's going to have another MVP year, but I don't think he'll have as bad as the year he did. Colton Wong, I'm with Ryan. He's a great fielder, obviously, but I just don't see him putting it together at the plate this year. Willie Adames, I could see him being good enough. They have Luis Urias projected to play third base right now. He was a pretty highly touted prospect in the Padres organization when he got traded. So, that he could surprise some people. Hunter Renfroe is a good. Their defensive outfield besides Yelich, Lorenzo Cain in center and Hunter Renfroe in right. They have a good defensive outfield, center right. Rowdy Tellez they'll have at first. Keston Hiura, like Ryan said. Omar Narvaez is a pretty good catcher. But then my thing with them is not only is their rotation great, you have Woodruff, Burns, and Freddie Peralta, who are all, in my opinion, studs. Then in the bullpen,
Williams,
Devin
Hader.
Williams, Hader, they have Suter in there. I don't know. Their bullpen
But
is just really good to me.
They had the same rotation as last year, and that didn't get them anywhere.
Now I'm not saying they're gonna do really well in the playoffs, but I think it'll be good enough to get them.
Just looking at this team,
I think they get bounced in the playoffs first round.
I would be surprised.
Looking at this team, I'm surprised they make the playoffs, but
it's because of the division they're in.
It's your division,
yeah, I know.
And it's because of how hard their rotation will carry them.
Like this, it's just
Like I mean, you think about it, a great pitcher will shut down a great hitter probably like 70-80% of the time. Like that's just how it is. But you got to have some offense. I'm with you. They got
Renfroe. He had a decent year with Boston.
He's a good fielder too, and he's got a lot of power. So
he's not having it. Shady is not having it.
I just don't think they'll have to put that many runs up to score. And like I'm with you. Like the Cardinals, you have Goldie, Arenado, DeYoung. I'm not high on. Edmonds good. Dylan Carlson I think will be good for them. Harrison Bader, good fielder. I'm not really in on him as a hitter. And Tyler O'Neill, I think, is good as well.
And then going to the Cubs, it's like, yeah, we all know how that's going to be. But, like, our starting rotation, we got Hendricks, Stroman, Wade Miley, Drew Smiley, and Justin Steele. Out of all four of these, was it 3, 4, 5 of these, I want to see how Justin Steele does. Obviously, I want to see how. I mean, we have a lot of guys that are coming up from the Scott Efros. I think he was a rookie coming up. He's going to be interesting. We traded for David Robertson. Oof, Michael Givens.
Yeah. Michael Givens is solid. I like Michael Givens.
But like,
older now.
It's me. I mean, like I said, like we said it before. I'm freaking. I wanted a shortstop. Like one of these stud shortstops in this, and we didn't get it. So, apparently they're very high on Nico Horner. So this dude is, I'm done with Nico Horner. I've been done with him. So, I mean, we're going to see.
Nico Horner, prove us wrong, please. I hope you do. But yeah,
but like, I want to see if these guys can redo, a couple of these guys can have a good, Swindell, Patrick Wisdom. Are they going to have the same years? Obviously, we all know I'm excited for Nick Madrigal. But like, Clint, you know who I'm really excited?
Our middle infield's going to hit 3 home runs this year.
Clint Frazier is someone I'm really excited to see because this dude really didn't have much of an opportunity with the Yankees. He's having a great spring. Now, spring training doesn't mean shit. But he's having a great spring. He's getting more playing time now, and he's been raking. And I'm excited to see how he is. And, of course, we all know the big hype on, this Suzuki guy, which, dude, I think he's like plus 350. On like rookie of the year or something like that, like second place. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, easy there. He was hitless up until yesterday until he hit the home run. So I don't know. We're gonna see. But
I'm just saying that it's kind of funny seeing like obviously 2 different perspectives for you guys are both Cub fans. So it's like you had them in the 70s for wins, and you have them in the almost mid 80s for wins with that team and that rotation. Come on, bro. Like. Hey. I want to hear like Anthony's dad, Jim. I know you're fucking listening. There's no way if you think anyone's drinking, it's fucking Ryan.
No.
With this fucking win-loss.
The only spot.
There's no way.
I don't know.
There's no way.
Just really over 500.
Because I know Ryan was saying how my thing with the Cardinals is it's kind of the reverse. You look at their rotation. You have Wainwright. That guy's 105 years old. Steven Matz is bounced from team to team. Miles Mikolas had 1 good year. Hudson, Flaherty, they don't know what the hell's happening with him. So their rotation, in my opinion, they have fucking nobody. That's why I don't know.
We're gonna be equivalent.
Okay, if you do get above 80 wins, it's gonna be because of the Reds and Pirates.
That's why
Listen, we're going to be equivalent to, in my opinion, I think we're going to be equivalent to like what the Marlins are like. They're going to be a decent team. They're going to be a pesky team. We're going to suck. Don't get me wrong. We're going to suck, but we're going to have times where, it's going to be like, when you bet on a team that you think is going to win, and all of a sudden that team loses. We're going to be that team.
Yeah, I can tell because you have a lot of high hope for like 5 guys to produce almost. And who knows if you guys move Contreras?
That's the thing.
Well, that's
that's
story.
the thing. We'll see.
But like, I like the guys. Think about it. Towards the end of the year too, I wouldn't be surprised if we bring up Brendan Davis, and he's having a fantastic spring.
Davis.
So that could be. I'm hoping. Listen, this year I want our young guys to just get as much experience, and I'm not a huge fan of Wisdom. I think he just had a really good year last year, even though he batted like 230 or 240. But that's just me. So I think it's going to be, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if Contreras is gone.
We can go on to that now. Let's not start that one off.
Yeah, I got the Dodgers, unfortunately, winning that division with 102 wins and 60 losses. So I have them winning the most games in the major leagues. And then I got the Padres in second at 90 and 72, Giants at 85 and 77, Rockies at 70 and 92, and then the Diamondbacks at 55 and 107.
Okay, so it's kind of funny. So I have the Dodgers winning 110 games. I have the Giants winning 88 games. The Padres winning 82. And then our Rockies and D-backs are identical. I have the Rockies winning 70, D-backs winning 55. Go ahead, Ryan.
Dodgers are going to dominate everyone. Dodgers are going to be 112 and 50. Padres are going to be 98 and 64. Giants are going to be 92 and 70. Rockies 71 and 91. And the Diamondbacks 54 and 108.
We're actually all pretty spot on.
Which I think is the worst. I have them as the worst. No, I'm sorry. I have the Orioles as the worst. But
I have them tied for the worst.
So my thing, I know 110 wins seems fucking like out of this, like unreal. Here's my thing though. Dodgers won 106 last year. I think they're gonna get Bauer back this year. They added Freddie Freeman, lost Seager. Okay, they still have Trey Turner. They have Max Muncy. Bellinger, there's no way Bellinger could have as bad as year as he did last year. They're gonna have Mookie again.
Have you seen his stats this spring training?
Bellinger's?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. Is he horrible?
Dude, oh my god, let me pull him up. Go ahead and continue talking. It's bad. Like people are making.
All right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Bellinger's just
Bellinger,
as bad.
Yelich era is over.
That's fine. But either way, they added Freddie Freeman, who in my opinion has a case to say he's the best hitter in baseball. Best first baseman in baseball, in my opinion. So they add him. They lose Seager, big whoop. They got Trey Turner at short. Justin Turner, Chris Taylor, they could put anywhere. Muncy will play second for them. Will Smith is a top 5 catcher. I don't know. They rotate. They brought Kershaw back. I think they're gonna have Bauer back. You know how they are at the deadline. They're gonna land the biggest fish in the sea like they always do. So I don't know. I think all that gets them 4 more wins than they had last year.
I mean, hold on. What's their what's his plate appearances? I want to take a guess at this.
Bellinger?
Yeah, how many plate appearances do he have?
He's got 28.
I'm 27
at bats.
3 hits.
All right.
He's got 10 strikeouts.
He's got 4 hits, right? He's got 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 RBI, 1 walk. He's batting 148. You know how many strikeouts he has? 17.
Holy
17 strikeouts. He's on base 179, slugging 148.
That is terrible.
Yeah,
and you're not even facing like top guys too either. You're
17 strikeouts, dude. In spring training. There was a stat he struck out his last like 8 or some shit.
They need to put Gavin Lux in center. I don't know.
He's pulling. Cody Bellinger.
Bellinger's too good defensively.
Cody Bellinger is becoming the next Chris Davis right now with all these fucking strikeouts.
Yeah, the only thing Bellinger has though is he is very good defensively.
Yeah, I mean, back to what you said. Yes, I do have them over or having the most wins in the league. I also think that, you also got to think about the Padres and the Giants are still very decent teams.
Right.
So you got to play them, but it's also like That starting rotation for the Dodgers has to stay healthy. Kershaw
I
ain't what
get
he used
that.
to be.
I
They don't
get
got
that,
Bauer.
but
They don't got Scherzer.
and I know what you're saying.
Bueller,
Like
he's got to stay healthy.
Padres and Giants are decent teams. I get that, but dude, they won 106 games last year, and the Giants won 107, and they still won 106. Padres are. We already know Padres are not going to have their best player Tatis till probably June. I don't know, man. I just think I don't think the Giants are going to be as good. There's no way the Giants win 107.
They lost Gauze, man. I think, dude, who the hell saw them win the division last year anyway?
Nobody. And I was actually listening. I was listening to a show about this today. That normally, if you look at like Vegas's win totals for the MLB, they're very good at it. Apparently, like they're usually within 3 or so games. Giants were like record breaking last year. Like they were like 30 games over their projected wins. It was like something absurd that never happened. So
sure, they're plus like 30,000 to win their division.
Oh, probably, especially with the Dodgers in there and the Padres. Think about how big everyone was hyping up the Padres last year, and they didn't even fucking go 500. So
yeah, I also think that's another thing though with the Padres getting. I mean, I guess they didn't. I mean, they got Voit, but I'm just saying like their team in general, like their starting rotation. If they have a bounce back year, it's gonna take wins away from the Dodgers. So that's why I still have them over the 100 wins, but I still think that Padres limit them a little.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, regardless, I mean, yeah, playoff wise, I got the Phillies, Brewers, Dodgers winning their divisions. Wild card is a little tough because I got the Padres as the 1, and then I have 3 teams tied for the next 2, which are the Braves, Mets, and Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. So my playoff picture would be Dodgers, Brewers, Braves winning their divisions. Then the Cardinals would be the first wild card, Giants would be the second wild card, and the Phillies would get that third wild card by a game over the Mets. Which I would love to see.
Scherzer in the playoffs.
I would love to see Bryce in the playoffs.
No Scherzer or no DeGrom in the playoffs.
Unlucky. Keep better offense.
Yeah, I'm going. Well, not going, but my division winners are the Braves, Cardinals, and Dodgers. Dodgers with the 1 seed. The first wild card would be Padres at 98. Second would be the Brewers, and then third would be the Phillies. Actually, shit. No, never mind. The third would be the Giants, even though meaning the Phillies would be out. Even though I want the Phillies in, but we'll see. That the Giants would be the third wild card team then.
I just realized you have the Padres at 98 wins.
98 and 64.
That's a lot, yeah.
More than the
Sox? That is a lot.
Holy shit! Without Tatis for 2 months,
as we know.
All right.
That guy,
all right.
We thought he was out last year.
All right. So if we're gonna go, I'll give my league champions and then my World Series. So I'm gonna have Toronto coming out of the AL. I'm gonna have the Dodgers coming out of the NL as usual, and I'm gonna have Toronto in 7 games winning the World Series.
Toronto versus who?
Dodgers.
The Dodgers.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Well, of course, I'm going with the Dodgers and the NL. Okay. And you know what's funny is I do have the Blue Jays as well. I have the Blue Jays, but I had the Dodgers winning though. As much as I would want, I mean,
we would be rooting for the Blue Jays. 100%.
It would be the Blue Jays or the Rays for me, but I'm going with the Blue Jays. I mean, like I said, the White Sox too. White Sox are up there as well.
I think the Blue Jays are going to make a really big move at the deadline. I don't know what it is, but I just have this feeling they're going to make a move at the deadline, and whoever that player is going to be a big contributor to why they win it all.
Honestly, yeah. Sorry, it's between the Blue Jays and the Sox. I mean, this is it. This is the window for the Sox right here. So they need to, if they're trying to win, it's got to be within these next couple of years.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I think the Blue Jays are in the same boat. Mm-hmm. But I also think that their inexperience will not get them past the first round. So that's why I have a rematch of the White Sox versus the Astros. Sox in 5 games in the ALCS. Then on the other side, I got the Dodgers versus Phillies. Dodgers in 7 games. And then I got the Sox winning. I didn't do a prediction for that, but I'm going to guess 6 just against the Dodgers. So Sox Dodgers World Series. Sox win. They predicted the Sox to do it in 2022. So I'm saying this is the year.
Okay.
Watch it
And
be like
that's
some
what I'm
like
biased.
watch it be like some like random team.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Mets versus the fucking like I don't know,
Rays.
Mets are
Rays.
gonna go
Yeah,
on a run. Yeah.
probably. Yeah. All right. So got that out of the way. So now let's hop into MVPs. We can start with the NL MVP. You want to go with that?
Yeah. I went on a little. I mean, I kind of went with a gut here, and I just went with Trey Turner. I mean, on a contract year, he's got a lot to prove. I mean, he doesn't have a lot to prove, but he's got a lot to play for in the Dodgers. So I think he comes out and wins MVP.
All right. I have absolutely no bias here. Ronald Acuna, winning MVP. I know he's gonna miss probably the first couple weeks of the season, but he's gonna come back as a DH first, and then they're gonna get him back in the outfield. I've just been following this guy, on all socials and like the workouts he's been doing. I've seen a lot of his clips. He just looks. I think he's gonna be back with something to prove. I think watching his team win without him, it was a little bit bittersweet for him. I think he wanted to be out there, and I think he's gonna be out for blood this season.
This guy right here, this gentleman, he's a plus maybe 7,000 odds of winning the MVP.
Wait. Can I guess his first name?
Yeah,
Is it Nick?
it's Nick Madrigal. No, I was kidding.
That's not even who I was thinking of.
Castellanos.
I was thinking of Castellanos.
Nope.
Yeah.
Madrigal. That's it. I'm done. Next. No. I'm going repeat. I'm going Bryce Harper again.
I could see it.
I do see it. He's
Dude,
still got a lot.
His spring
He's
has
been
so
on fire.
fucking good too.
And he's got a lot of weapons. To help
I never
him, so.
understood like how everyone thought he was overrated, man. I never understood that. That guy is.
He's had some down years, but yeah.
But like even dude, like even his when
He's only been
he
at
has
the
a down
plate
year,
though.
when he has a down
It's not
year
even defensively.
average wise, like dude, he walks so much. Like he's gonna make up for it with not striking out and getting on base, and he's just I don't know. Yeah, defensively he's just got a cannon of an arm. He's I don't know. I don't understand the underrated thing. I think he's definitely put that to bed. The guy's won 2 MVPs at this point. All right.
Switching
next,
over to AL.
Yeah, AL MVP.
I'm a little biased. Having a big bounce back year. His name is Luis Robert.
He's plus 22,000.
He's like the I think he was like the 5th or 6th favorite to win.
He's 7th.
Having a good spring too.
Yeah, he is. He just looks good. He's a fucking 10-tool player. I think he has a big year.
AL MVP for me, once again, no bias here. Mike Trout. Hurt last year. I think he saw Ohtani. He finally feels like he's got that, guy who's on the same level as him that can help him. I think that team's going to be a little bit better around him, which will get his numbers up. Because normally, the guy's going to hit 40 home runs and not even drive in over 100 runs because the team around him is absolute dog shit and don't get on. But I think that'll be different this year. Coming off an injury, I know he's had kind of some injury-riddled years over the last couple, so I think he's going to show everyone that he's still the best player in baseball.
Well, my goal is, as some may know, some may not know, I'm a big baseball sports collector, and my goal is to collect a Wander Franco card. So when I get that and he wins MVP, then it'll be like a $10,000 card. But I don't have his card yet, so I'm not going with him right now. Oh. I'm going with the man who got robbed last year because of dumbass Ohtani. I'm going with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I think he's going to win the MVP. He deserved it last year. He should have won it last year, but
it's tough
because Ohtani can pitch and hit. I'm going with Guerrero though. Vladdy.
Yeah, no, I understand your point on that, and it's actually interesting that Anthony picked 2 comeback players. So that's gonna be an interesting to watch during the season.
All right, we can move on to Cy Young now. We can go NL.
NL Cy Young. I have the New York Met Max Scherzer.
Mac.
I have
MACX.
I don't know if I'd call this a sleeper, but I'm gonna go Walker Buehler, Dodgers.
That's a good pick. He just has to stay healthy.
I'm gonna go with the ex-Sock Carlos Rodon. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go basic here. I know Burns won it last year, but I think I'm gonna go with DeGrom. I think he has a healthy year, and I think he just dominates.
I'm going in where I went
Yeah,
with my
he's,
MVPs, the
he's
comeback
picking
kid.
the favorites.
I don't hate that. I mean, in my opinion, too, if DeGrom stays healthy, I mean that guy is can't touch the
It's gonna
fucker.
be fun to see him and
Scherzer together.
Scherzer kind
I
of go
wonder
back
how
and forth
I wonder
against
how
each
they're
other.
gonna like because obviously like inside of the organization, I wonder how they're gonna kind of help each other, like in terms of like improving each other's games. That'll be cool.
Yeah, they're both
I
teachers,
would love
so
to be like a fly on the wall watching them like.
mhm, work the mechanics and stuff.
And then all right, now we'll go to AL Cy Young.
I am going with another Sox player.
See.
I think he's gonna have a big year, and yes, Dylan Cease.
Plus
Okay, now
1400.
this might shock some people. My AL Cy Young is also Dylan Cease. I think he's gonna have a really good year as well. And that clearly that's no bias because I'm a fucking Cubs fan.
It's the mustache he grew.
I have I do have Dylan Cease, dark horse win the AL Cy Young.
If there was a bet that you could do as a comeback player, I would do Justin Verlander. As far as but I'm going with Shohei Ohtani.
Win Cy Young.
I think he's gonna have.
That'd be fucking wild winning the. I mean, I know it's because I know Kershaw won MVP, but like win the MVP, and then now he'd win the Cy Young this year would be pretty interesting.
Hall of Famer already.
Ouch. All right, Rookie of the Year. We'll start with the NL.
NL, I went on a limb here, and I just went with Joey Bart. I mean, he's got big shoes to fill in San Francisco, so it's gonna be tough for him. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to pick between some of those NL guys because I don't know if like Abrams of the Padres is going to be up and he's not going to play full time, especially when Tatis comes back. And then you got, a couple other players that are, possible. So, I mean, I just went with Joey Bart.
Yeah, so I have Seiya Suzuki winning the NL Rookie of the Year. International superstar for the Cubs. The next big thing. I think he's gonna win the Rookie of the Year this year. I know.
I mean, it's hard because if I knew he was gonna play the whole year and not just half the year, I would have gone Brendan Davis. But because he's not, I'm gonna go with and I know I think he's I don't think he's the opening day starter, but I remember when this dude got drafted and I remember following him up. Is Hunter Green. I think he's gonna win Rookie of the Year.
I did have him up there.
I don't think he's not starting opening day, but I do know he made the roster. I think
he's like the fourth man.
Yeah, he's the fourth man. I remember seeing that too. Yeah, he's really good. All right, now we can go AL Rookie of the Year.
AL is the only one that I picked as the favorite, and his name is Mr. Bobby Witt Jr. I just think that, I mean, it's hard with these. I mean, there's two Tigers up there with Torkelson and Green. So, I mean, I just think Bobby has a little better of a year. He's got more to, kind of show for. So I just went with him.
He's having a good speed training too.
Go ahead, Ryan, real quick.
I'm gonna go. This was tough. I mean, it's between two guys for me. It's between Spencer Torkelson and Vital Brujan, whatever his name is, Vital Brujan from the Rays. I'm going with Vital Brujan from the Rays. I think he's gonna have he's surrounded by a good team. Plus another rookie with Wander Franco, and he had somewhat of a decent year, but now it's his first year. I think it should be interesting to see him in a full year. So.
Yeah, I don't know how much playing time he's gonna get, so I would say Julio Rodriguez, but because I don't really know, I am gonna go with Spencer Torkelson. I think Spencer Torkelson is gonna have a big year, especially offensively for the Tigers. I know he struggled last year, but I don't know. I think he's gonna be. So I think he's the number one pick in 20.
Also, I think what's his name, Shane Baz is gonna be pretty good as well.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Yeah, I did. I was gonna go with Rushman. But
yeah,
I just think a smaller market team.
Yeah, and the problem with him too is
exposure,
he would have been the opening day catcher, but he's got a tricep strain going on. I don't know if you guys did this, but I know I mentioned it before. But one guy I'm gonna have as like my kind of a breakout player this year, a guy to keep your eye on, is gonna be Chad Caminitti. I think he's a player who's kind of got all the tools to be a stud, and he just hasn't kind of put it together yet. But I think Chad Caminitti is a guy to keep your eye on this year.
Yeah, I don't really have one. I
It's
guess
tough.
I
We're
would
just
say
kind
because
of
everyone that I kind of like look at is like an injured player coming back, so it's more of a
comeback player of the
player.
year type shit.
I
Yeah.
don't really have a specific breakout guy, I would say, but I mean, yeah.
I mean, a stat that I think not really a stat, but I think if I go the top 3 best rotation in baseball, I'd go the Mets between Chris Bassett, Scherzer, and
Yeah, it is a pretty good
DeGrom.
rotation.
All right, well, that's
Obviously, one thing that well, I wanted to talk about this because I know Jim's listening, and he wanted to address the whole Tim Anderson that Tony La Russa said. Tim Anderson can be the best shortstop in baseball. All right. First off, he's a coach trying to, motivate his player to be better. Tim Anderson is obviously one of the better players on the hitting end of baseball. Average wise, getting on base, scoring runs, stuff like that. Maybe not necessarily homers.
for walks.
But I mean, he doesn't really strike out as much either, though. So he's improved at the plate a lot, and he's led the league up there in average. So I'm not worried about that side of the ball. It's his defense that he has to improve on, and he's never going to be better than like Trey Turner or maybe a
Tatis.
Story. But Story's Tatis if he ever stays healthy, which at this point I think the Sox are winning that trade.
He's obviously trolling.
Yeah, but I mean, he could definitely be a top 5 shortstop. I mean, he might never be better than Correa. I mean, but it's still just something a coach says about a player that is to motivate him and push him to his next level, which hopefully that's what it's doing. Other than that, he also said that the Sox are not a what did he say? Something about like the Sox aren't like a for sure contender or something like that in their own division. I could have sworn said something
No,
to
he
you
said
about that. Like
he said
they're
that.
not
So he was
that
talking to
good,"
me. He was
whatever.
talking to me. He said the Sox are very good. He's like, don't get me wrong, they're a good team. He just doesn't think it's going to be a cakewalk in the division, is what he said.
But we have a top 3 rotation in baseball and probably the best back end of the bullpen in baseball.
You think you have a top 3 rotation in baseball? I don't know.
Yeah, I would
that.
say so.
I think you have the Mets are definitely better. I would take the Brewers. I would take the Dodgers. I mean, you can make an argument for fucking team I'm thinking of. Not really the Phillies. They just have 2 really good. I don't know. The Phillies are up there though. I mean, they got like we said, the Blue Jays. The Rays rotation is always fucking good. Oh, I think I'm lagging here. A little technical difficulty real quick, maybe. Ooh.
Yeah, I froze. Yeah, I froze.
Yeah, everything was kind of frozen for me for a second.
Yeah, you guys
good?
froze on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just, I don't know what you heard last, but I was just kind of saying,
obviously Mets are number 1.
I think I would have the Mets. I'd have the Brewers. I'd have the Dodgers. I might put the Phillies. I don't know. The bottom 3 is just too tough for them, but I'd have the Blue Jays.
I would definitely say top 5, and I think they were ranked in the top 5.
Top 5, probably.
I couldn't remember what MLB came out with. Like their analysts kind of suck with these projections, anyways.
Oh my god, yeah,
but,
we've been sending each other
their
the fucking
basemans,
top
the
10s.
shortstops.
Oh my god, dude, it's
ridiculous.
Terrible. It's fucking terrible.
And then the fan votings are just stupid. But I mean, I think you're dead. I don't know.
What'd you say?
I think he's just taking a little too much sips down there. So I mean, I still think the Sox are a clear cut. There's no other competition in their division. So
yeah, I think
Tigers are getting there, but they're not there yet.
I think the teams below them definitely improved this offseason, but I still think the Sox are probably going to be the clear favorite to win this division. But yeah, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that was kind of think that's pretty much
I
it.
think that does it.
All right, we kind of said, week before the season, first is kind of just getting all of our predictions out there now that we kind of figured out all the teams after the lockout, all that. So this will be fun to look back on, at the end of the season, see how we did in terms of the projections. But appreciate everyone who listened. I didn't think this was going to be, I thought this was going to be one of our shorter episodes. Ended up being, we're reaching an hour right now. So just want to say, remind everyone to subscribe if you have not already, share, and leave us some feedback, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. Later.
Yeah.